Okay, this is another very important section. It's the work and volunteer experience section. So to get there, you go to my application. You can also see this is one of the non-mandatory sections, but I think that it's extremely important to fill this section out. A lot of schools have specific requirements, such as you must complete 2,000 paid direct patient contact hours prior to applying or whatever. So make sure you look at each school's requirement before applying, because if you don't meet their requirement, it probably isn't a good idea to apply there. So go ahead and click on Work and Volunteer Experience. They have a very nice instruction section for this, where they will break down each of these sections for you. So if you're confused as to what falls under each section, there's a nice breakdown here. So for patient care experience, it should be something where you're directly responsible for a patient's care. An example would be performing procedures or directing a course of treatment, or being an EMT where you're working on patients actively. Other healthcare experience would fall under, for example, candy striper or hospital volunteer. This is where you're not directly responsible for a patient's care, but you're still having patient contact. Then healthcare shadowing is where you just shadow a healthcare professional at work, whether it be a doctor, a PA, a nurse. It would be great to show that you've shadowed all the healthcare professions so that you know that you really want to be a PA. I know that's what I wrote in my application. Research would be like, have you done fish dissection research, or what kind of research have you done? Make sure you explain it as well as you can. Have you done clinical research, plant research? What kind of research have you done? Community service. So this is really important. I know my school in particular looks very favorably upon people who've done community service. So that could be stuff like working for Habitat for Humanity, or tutoring kids, working for a fundraiser or blood drive, working for a soup kitchen, volunteering at a community garden, and stuff like that. Other work experience is paid work that you've done that's not related to the healthcare field. So example is if you've worked in a restaurant or in a retail store. And lastly is your award, honor, professional membership, and leadership section. So if you have any honors that took place after high school, so they don't want to know about your high school honors, they want to know college and on, and members of any associations such as AAPA, CAPA. I really do recommend that you become a member of APA and put that on your application, as well as become a member of your state's association. So I live in California, so I'm a member of CAPA, and I put that on my application, and it just shows that you're really committed, and they look favorably upon it. There's some commonly asked questions. You can go ahead and read through those, click on them for the answer, and I'm going to show you now how to input the information. Another thing to note is not to repeat hours between sections. So if they overlap, don't put them in two sections. Just put them in one section. So for here, you would go ahead, click here, and then pick from the list of things, the categories. So let's do patient care experience. Then you would click on the add a new entry, and you would go ahead and put in your position title. So for example, EMT, employer, I'm just making this up again, your city, the state, your supervisor's name, when you started, and when you ended, how often you would go. Was it full-time, part-time, seasonal, varied hours? If it's seasonal or varied hours, you need to give them an explanation of, was it just during the summer, or was it just a couple hours a week? The average number of hours a week that you did this position, how many hours from beginning till end of your work did you accrue? So count up those hours and put in a number here. If you're still doing this, then you would click on yes, this is still current. If you stopped, then you would click on no. List if it was paid or not. Go ahead and give them a employer number so that they can call and verify if they need to, though they usually don't. And then go ahead and fill in your duties. So tell them, what did you do? So as an EMT, I participated in direct patient contact by yada, yada, yada. Give them an explanation and hit save. And then you have your first entry. And then you continue doing that. So if you have more patient care experience, you keep clicking on this and keep filling it out. If you have research experience, you go ahead and click on that and you fill out the same section. And that's how you do that. Hope this helps.